Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's pick a card reading is going to be about your first impression of your future spouse. I have three piles to pick from, and if you are drawn to more than one pile, then you are free to pick more than one pile. Okay, so take some time, pause the video, and pick whatever pile or piles you would like to pick, and we will get straight into this. If you pick the sparkly silver Rob, then this is your reading. Okay, pile one. So I see that your first impression of your future spouse, I see that you're gonna like get the impression that there's someone who is like calm, cool, like a easygoing person. I'm getting that you may get the impression that they're a loner, that there's someone who's independent, someone who likes to be by themselves. I'm also getting you're gonna get the impression that there's someone who is unique or different, someone who stands out easily. I'm getting that when you first see them, like you may, they may catch your eye. I'm getting that you may stare at them a little bit, like watch them from afar, kind of observe them. I'm getting that you're going to be drawn to their energy or to their appearance. Your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who is trustworthy. I'm getting that even though you may have not met this person before, like even though they're a stranger, they're going to give off the energy and vibe that there's someone that you can trust. You don't have to be defensive with them. You don't have to have your guard up with them. I'm getting that their easygoing nature, their like calming, grounded energy is going to make you get this impression that you can trust them and that you don't have to be defensive towards them. With the success card, I'm getting your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who is financially stable. There's someone who has goals. I'm getting that for some of you guys, you may like get the energy that there's someone who's determined or like motivated. I'm getting they're gonna give off the energy or the vibe that there's someone who is busy. Like when you see them, they're gonna look busy. They're gonna look like they're doing something. The illumination card in reverse. Some of you guys, you may get the impression that there's someone who can hide stuff well. Like even though they're trustworthy, they may give off the energy of being mysterious or secretive. I'm also getting for some of you guys that your first impression of your future spouse may be like there's someone who doesn't like to stand out. So even though there's someone who naturally stands out, they may be someone who prefers to be in the background, someone who doesn't like too much attention, but your person's like their energy and their appearance, they just naturally stand out. They can't help it. But it seems like they don't really like all of that attention, and you'll be able to notice that. Okay, you guys, so I see that you have more than one card with the same color, and usually in this, like using the Prism Oracle, it usually means something. So I have the guidebook here. Let's see what it means. My page had flipped out. Okay, blue is a primary color and is associated with logic, honesty, trust, and communication. So, more confirmation that the first impression of your future spouse will be that there's someone who is trusting, someone who is an honest person, even though they may be someone who is mysterious or secretive. It says ancient Egyptians celebrated the color, creating the first synthetic blue pigment. The color also has powerful religious significance across cultures. Blue is also connected to the water element, and as a result, it is sometimes used to symbolize transition and our emotional depth. Like water, blue can be cleansing, both physically and spiritually. Blue light can wash away feelings of sadness and is used as a treatment for seasonal affective disorder. Blue is also correlated with the throat energy center, which governs communication. Okay? Back says one mostly blue cards come up in a reading as a signal to honor the preciousness of this transitional time. All of these cards have to do with crossing some sort of threshold. They ask you to surrender to the flow of the current, to foster a deeper sense of trust within yourself, to accept that, as with all things in life, your current situation will change. Let these cards help move you through. Okay, so I'm getting that, like, more confirmation that your future spouse is someone who goes with the flow. And I'm getting, because they have such a calming energy, is going to calm your energy. Like whatever nervousness or anxiety you may have around them, or while you're first meeting with them, you're gonna start to, like, not mimic their energy, but their energy will calm you down in a sense so that you are both on the same level. You're both like calm and, just going with the flow, not too nervous, not too anxious. Your first impression of your future spouse, I'm getting that they may give off a intimidating energy. Like they may give off a intimidating energy, but they're actually someone who's really sweet. I'm getting that you're gonna think that they're a very nice person. I'm also getting with the memory card that their energy may feel familiar to you. I'm getting that when you talk to them or like hearing their voice, it may feel very familiar, very nostalgic. The bully card in reverse. So yeah, I'm definitely getting that they may have intimidating energy, and you may be kind of nervous and anxious at first, but like once you actually speak to them, once you actually like get into their energy, you're gonna like the nervousness and the anxieties, worries that you have is gonna like melt away. I'm getting that their like the way that they talk to you or their voice, their energy is going to be calming, and you'll realize that you don't have to have your guard up with this person. With the loneliness card, I'm definitely getting that this person may give off the energy that there's someone who is independent, someone who prefers to be alone, um, or they're just someone who's naturally alone. Like they don't like they give off the impression that they don't have a lot of friends, or that they may be kind of lonely and like isolated. With the withdrawal card in reverse, marionette card in reverse, I'm getting that there's someone like your first impression of them is that someone who is more like dominant. They have a dominant energy and they don't give off the submissive vibe. I'm also getting that your first impression of them is that they're very smart, like they know how to say things, they know what to say. I'm getting that your first impression of them may be that they're good at picking up on others' energy and like, you know, basing their actions or what they say according to the energy that they're receiving from another person. I'm getting that your first impression of them is that they're good at like reading the room and acting accordingly. For some of you guys, I'm getting that your first impression of them is that there's someone who doesn't have an addiction or someone who used to have an addiction but doesn't anymore. Like they may give off the vibe that they drink or smoke or that they used to, but they're trying to quit, or they recently quit or something like that. I'm also getting with the withdrawal card in reverse that your first impression of your future spouse is that they're someone who is friendly. So again, going back to the sweetheart card, like they're going to give off the energy that they're very sweet and kind. So I'm just getting more emphasis on that they have a welcoming energy, and even though they may be intimidating, they are actually really nice and welcoming. Like they won't reject you if you wanted to speak to them or ask for help or something like that. Like they're kind of friendly. Pile one. So with the charm ball, I'm gonna see what initials come out for you guys. This charm says brave. So I'm getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who is brave or confident. This charm says namaste. So more emphasis that your future spouse, the impression they'll give off is that there's someone who is calm, someone who is grounded, someone who's like peaceful. This charm says miracle. So I'm getting that with the miracle charm, like their energy is very unique, or like their appearance is very unique. I see that again, like they may be someone who prefers to like blend into the background, someone who doesn't want to stand out, but their energy, their appearance is just so unique and different that they naturally stand out. The initials you got are G, R, B, O, and Z. These initials could be in you or your future spouse's first, middle, or last name. Okay, Pile One, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I hope you come back for the next one. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye. Pile Two, if you picked this purple amethyst stone, then this is your reading. Okay, Pile Two. So the first impression of your future spouse, I'm getting that is going to be there's someone like the first impression is going to be that there's someone who's not easy to anger, someone who has a lot of patience, someone who's like understanding and compassionate. I'm also getting that your first impression of them may be that they have like a lot of energy. There's someone who's like they have a vibrant energy. I'm getting that they're very supportive, they're helpful, like they really like to help others and like be of use to them. I'm getting that when you first meet your future spouse, you may like ask them for help, or you may see them helping someone else, and you'll see how nice they are when they're helping you or when they're helping this other person. I'm also getting your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who is very persistent. I'm getting that they may be very persistent as far as trying to getting to know you and trying to like maybe ask for your number, ask for your name, like stuff to get to know you, stuff to get closer to you. I'm getting that they may not take no for an answer. With the rejection card right next to the determination card, I'm just getting more confirmation that they're not someone who takes no for an answer easily. So even if you reject them, and I'm also getting like that they're not someone who angers quickly. So if you do reject them, they're not going to get mad. They may just like laugh at it, laugh it off, and then just keep asking you, just being very persistent. I'm also getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that even though they're not someone who angers quickly, they're still someone who doesn't tolerate BS. And I'm getting that they may have like a intimidating energy. I'm getting because they have an intimidating energy that they don't have to deal with conflict or drama often because people are too scared to like start any drama with them or to upset them. With the rest card, I'm getting that your first impression of your future spouse may be that they're tired. I'm getting that they may have like dark circles or bags under their eyes. Something about their eyes makes them look like they need rest. But I'm getting that their energy, they have so much energy. Like even though they may look tired, once you like see them walk around, like they're not sluggish. They have like when they speak, it's a loud voice. I'm getting that they're good at projecting their voice. They have a loud voice and it's full of energy. I'm also getting with the intuition card, your first impression of your future spouse is that they're intuitive. I'm getting that your future spouse may do or say something like I'm getting that they may be able to predict the needs of others before they even have to say something. I'm getting that like they're good at predicting what others want. And you have the amethyst stone. So amethyst, I believe it has something to do with like intuition and dreams. So it's funny you got the rest card and the intuition card. I'm definitely getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that this person needs a nap. This person needs some proper sleep. They need some proper rest. I'm getting that like you may feel like they're running on air. Like they have so much energy, but they clearly, like, their body is tired. You can tell that they're tired, but they just keep pushing. They just, you know, they just have all this energy and they're not burned out yet. I'm getting also with the intuition card that you may feel like they're intuitive because this person may be good at anticipating what you say, like finishing your sentences. Okay, so I see that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who has a lot of money, but they're good at saving it. I'm getting that you may meet them somewhere like at a market, at a store, like somewhere where you have to spend money. And I'm getting that when you look at them, they look like someone who has money, but they know how to spend it. I'm getting that they may be someone who doesn't spend too much money on like accessories and clothes. Um, like they're someone who buys the basic stuff that they like fundamentally need. And even though it may not be of the highest of quality, it's still a good quality. And I'm getting that like their appearance, like their nails or their hair, even though what they're wearing may not be super fashionable or super expensive, like they look clean, they look up kept, like they are keeping up with themselves. I'm getting like this person may like to shop using coupons or like to buy stuff on sale. They're good at saving their money and preserving their money. With the confinement card, I'm getting that hmm, I'm getting that this person, like your first impression of this person, for some of you guys, it may be that they've been to jail or that they used to be a troublemaker, but they're being good, like they're being on their best behavior. I'm also getting that your first impression of them is that they're someone who is very attractive or like their personality is very nice and you feel yourself being so drawn in by them that you feel like you're being held captive. Like you can't get this person out of your head, out of your mind. And it's like you want to know more about them. With the Justice card, I'm getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who is fair and they treat people equally. There's someone who doesn't discriminate. I'm getting that they're your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who's very nice and logical, like they're very smart. I'm also getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that they're good at problem solving. With the imagination card in reverse, I'm definitely getting that your first impression of them is that they're someone who's mature, they're not childish, they are like mentally grounded and stable. The charm, I'm gonna see what initials come out for you guys. Okay, pile two. So you have the charm trust. So I'm getting that with this charm, your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who's very trustworthy and honest. Like even though you may have not known this person for a long time, like they're still a stranger to you. So with the trust charm, I'm getting that your future spouse will give off the impression that they're very trusting and honest, even though you've just met them. Um, like they're a stranger, they still give off the vibe that they're someone who is honest and you can like take their word. With the believe charm, I'm getting that I'm getting more and like more emphasis on the fact that there's someone who has a very persistent and determined energy. This person, I'm getting that they are going to be very persistent in trying to get to know you better, trying to get closer to you because they feel like a spark or connection between you guys and they believe that there's something special there that they need to explore. With the imagine charm, so I'm getting that with the imagine charm, your future spouse, like your first impression of them, may be that there's someone who has big goals, big dreams. Like, even though they may be big goals or big dreams, they're still realistic. The initials that you have that came out for you guys is G, E, and C. That could be in you or your future spouse's first, middle, or last name. Okay, pile 2. So that's actually all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you come back for the next one. Bye. Hi, pile 3. If you picked this red carnelian stone, then this is your reading. Okay, pile 3. So the first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who is cautious or someone that you should be cautious of. I'm getting that you or your future spouse may have your guard up. I'm getting that you or your future spouse may be someone who is like defensive or someone who's very like guarded. I'm also getting for some of you guys that this person may look physically strong and it may be intimidating for you. So that's why you feel like you need to have your guard up. They may, like, you may get the first impression that there's someone who's dangerous or someone who looks dangerous. With the abundance card, I'm getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that they are financially stable or that they have a lot of money. With the surrender card, I'm getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who is submissive, even though they may have intimidating energy. They are someone who is, they give off the energy or the impression that they're submissive. With the love card, I'm getting that for some of you guys, your first impression of your future spouse may be that they are in a relationship, that they are dating someone. I'm also getting that your first impression is that they are someone who's very attractive, someone that you could see yourself dating. With the comfort card, I'm also getting that your first impression is that even though they are intimidating and they give off the vibe that they could be dangerous, they still look like, or they still feel like there's someone who can be around you that you can be comfortable with. I'm getting that like your first impression of your future spouse is that you can, like, with time you can get used to them and you can see yourself being around them, you can see yourself being comfortable around them. I'm getting that because they give off like a scary intimidating vibe, there's someone who looks physically strong, you feel like you can be safe around them, they can protect you. With the movement card, I'm getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who travels a lot or someone who likes to go out often, someone who is usually like around people, someone who moves around a lot. For some of you guys, you may get the impression that they could be a player, someone who is dating multiple people, or someone who likes to date multiple people at one time. I'm also getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone that you could want to get to know better. There's someone that you're interested in, that there's someone who like would be interesting to talk to. I'm getting for some of you guys that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone that you will want to get to know better. So I see that you guys have 2 green cards and 2 pink cards. So when you have more than one card in the same color, that usually means something. We're going to look through the guidebook and see what it means when you have two, well, more than one pink card and more than one green card. Okay. So it says pink is frequently associated with love, sweetness, nurturing, and compassion. So I'm definitely getting for some of you guys that even though they give off an intimidating energy, that they're someone who's very sweet and capable of being nurturing. It also says pink roses are often associated with affection and gratitude. And in astrology, pink is aligned with the planet Venus, which rules over aesthetics and love. So I'm getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who dresses nice, they have a nice style. I'm getting that they may be aesthetically pleasing to your eyes, like they're someone who is nice to look at. Okay, it also says rose quartz, a popular crystal known for its light pink hue, is said to be useful for connecting to matters of the heart and boosting feelings of self-love. So I'm also getting that the your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who's very confident. They know, like, they have a confident energy. They know that they look good. I'm also hearing like they know that they smell good. Um, yeah, I'm getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who is very self-aware, and they know that yeah, they just know that they're very attractive, or that a lot of people find them attractive. Okay, it also says brighter shades of pink, like magenta and fuchsia, convey a sense of excitement, while lighter shades of pink are often used to bring feelings of relaxation into an environment. So again, I'm getting that even though your first impression of your future spouse is that they're someone that you should be cautious of, someone that you should have your guard up around. Again, I see that you will feel like even though they have that energy, you can see yourself getting to know them better and feeling comfortable around them, feeling safe with them. Okay, on the back it says a common theme among the pink cards in this deck is tenderness and love, which are what you're working with if you draw mostly pink cards. So again, I'm getting that even though they have this intimidating energy, that they're also someone who is submissive, or that's the impression that you'll get. There's someone who's submissive, someone who is actually nice once you get to talk to them or once you get to know them. I'm getting again that they are also capable of, being nurturing and being soft, even though they look so like rugged or mean. Okay, it also says love and tenderness, either for you, either for yourself or another, are really about approaching things with a sense of gentleness and sensitivity. How can you be more kind to yourself and others? How can you approach life with compassion and an open and soft heart? Okay, so I'm definitely getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who is easygoing, or that there's someone who is easy to talk to, um, and that they have like a tender kindness about them. Okay, now for the green cards. It says green is the color of relaxation, bounty, and even love. Okay, so more emphasis on the fact that your future spouse, your first impression is that there's someone who's financially stable. I'm also getting like, since they have this energy of being confident, that they also have the energy of being calm. Like they know, they are very self aware of themselves and their surroundings, and they have like a calming energy. Um, okay, it also says as the color correlated with the heart energy center, it can represent love, and also the flip side of that, jealousy. So I'm definitely getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that they have multiple people that they are romantically talking to, or that they are a player. There's someone who likes to talk to multiple people at the same time. And I'm getting that you can see yourself getting jealous over this person because of how attractive they are. It says in color magic, green is often used as a supportive color for enhancing feelings of calm and restoration. So I'm also getting like the first impression of your future spouse, like, is that again, you can be safe with them, and because you can feel safe with them, you'll be calm. Like you won't feel the need to be so cautious. You won't feel the need to be on like high guard or be very defensive towards them, because eventually you'll feel safe with them once you get to know them better. Okay, it also says it is also literally easy on the eyes as it's the easiest color for us to see on the visible spectrum. I'm also getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that they stand out, like they stand out a lot. I'm getting that you're like they're gonna catch your eye easily. It also says green is also tied to nature and growth. After all, what makes plant green, chlorophyll, is also what allows them to convert energy from the sun into new life. On the back, it says drawing mostly green cards from this deck signifies an opportunity for renewal, whether through gratitude for abundance, movement on a new project, or rest. Let this time be easy and relaxed. Just let things unfold and grow as they need to. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely getting that you may be nervous at first when you meet your future spouse, but you can tell that over time, your anxiousness and nervousness will go away. And once you get closer to them, you'll be more comfortable. You'll feel more safe around them. Okay, so I see that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who may look ill or sick. Like, I'm getting that even though they look ill or sick, they still look attractive. I'm also getting for some of you guys that they look like someone who could be mourning, someone who could be going through something that's like really affecting them. Yeah, with the natural disaster, I'm definitely getting that your first impression of them is that they're going through something really hard or really rough. They may look stressed out when you first see them. I see that your first impression of your future spouse is that they're someone who's financially stable, someone who has a lot of money, but they know how to spend it. I'm getting that um, you can tell that they are financially grounded, but they don't spend their money in stupid ways or like useless ways. They really know how to save and they're wise when it comes to picking what they want to spend their money on. With the daydream card reverse, I'm getting that your first impression of your future spouse is that there's someone who is very mature, someone who is mentally grounded. I'm getting that like they're very self-aware. I'm getting that when you see them, they may look focused, like they're working on something or they're thinking about something, but they're not daydreaming. They're, they're genuinely thinking about what to do next or they're trying to figure things out in their head. Yeah, I'm also getting, for some of you guys, for some reason, like they look sick or they're getting over a sickness. They like your first impression of them is that they're not doing well, that's like health wise or like emotionally. With the charm ball, I'm gonna see what initials come out for you guys. Okay, so I see that the initials L, I, T, and J could be in you or your future spouse's first, middle, or last name. With the love charm, so I'm getting more emphasis on love. I'm definitely getting that your first impression of them is that they're very attractive. You can see yourself like being with them romantically. With the smiley charm, I'm getting your first impression of them is that they have a good sense of humor or they have a nice smile or that they have a nice face. I see that you or your future spouse could be a Cancer or have Cancer in your chart. All right, pile three. So that's actually all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you come back for the next one. Bye.